1,700 college students between ages of 18 and 24 die each year from alcohol-related unintentional injuries, including motor vehicle crashes. Alcohol is involved in 50% of all driving fatalities. Injury. 599,000 students between ages 18 and 24 are unintentionally injured under the influence of alcohol. I mean, these are big numbers, so, are one of you going to be one of these? Assault. More than 696,000 students between the ages of 18 and 24 are assaulted by another student who has been drinking. I mean, if you drink, it knocks out your inhibitions, but you might have a lot of pent-up anger, and then you might let it out. Sexual abuse. More than 97,000 students between ages of 18 and 24 are victims of alcohol-related sexual assault or date rape. Unsafe sex. 400,000 students between the ages of 18 and 24 had unprotected sex, and more than 100,000 students between the ages of 18 and 24 report having been too intoxicated to know if they have consented to having sex. STDs. This is amazing to me. I mean, when I was growing up, there was gonorrhea and syphilis, that was it, and hardly anybody had them. Hardly anybody had them. Now here's the modern day statistics. USA Today reported that shockingly, 1/2 of everyone under 25 years old in the United States has had a sexually transmitted disease. 1/2. That's why I say 50-50. Is this something that you want to tell your potential mate? Real attractive. 1 in every 250 Americans has the AIDS virus. An estimated 1 in 5 Americans is infected with a viral STD, a figure that doesn't include bacterial diseases like chlamydia, syphilis, and gonorrhea. A University of Georgia study reported that of those individuals who experienced unwanted sexual intercourse in the last year, 92.1% had been under the influence of alcohol or drugs. This can lead to emotional trauma, unwanted pregnancies, broken hearts, and sexual diseases. So know what you're risking when you drink or do drugs. Academic problems. About 25% of college students report academic consequences of their drinking, including missing class, falling behind, doing poorly on exams or papers, and receiving lower grades overall. And like I said, think about what you're doing now and how that's going to maybe set you up for a great job. A job that you're going to make good money, you're going to like being where you're being. It's worth working towards. Otherwise, if you kind of like, fall behind, then you're going to have a bad job, and you're not going to make enough money to support your family or whatever. You're not going to be that attractive. A friend of mine, John, he was a drummer in one of the bands that I mentioned, and he was involved in a drug deal, and he went to buy it, and he was shot and killed. And he took his money, and he was a great guy. So, and watch out who you hang out with. The meth people's stories. When I was a counselor on a TV show where people would phone in if they had a problem with meth in Portland. And there were other counselors around me, ex-meth users. And one of them said, "We do anything for meth. Rob, steal from friends, kill. We had no feelings for others." And these were normal-looking women that were sitting there with me telling me that this is what they had gone through. Okay, my music peer stories, I told you about John Belushi, Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin, Jim Morrison, they all died at a very young age. Why? Weren't they at the top of life? No, you get caught up in this drug culture and this drinking culture, and it doesn't stop. You kind of want more. And ladies, before you give your body, this is a future thing too, before you give your body to a man who drinks or uses drugs, consider how bad your future could turn out to be. I know a woman whose husband was an I can stop anytime I want to drinker. Well, what he actually stopped was working and supporting his family, leaving that burden to his wife. Then he would even gamble some of her earnings away. They even ended up living in a car for a while. The marriage eventually failed, leaving her to support and raise 5 kids. And he was a college graduate. That left her severely traumatized with financial struggles and scarred emotionally, which caused her to cry daily for years. Not a pretty picture, is it? And hardly the fulfillment of romantic beginnings, which in fact were impulsive sexual beginnings with the hope of romance. So, you're sitting here now at a young age. You may have even gone through some heartbreaks up until this point. But it can get really bad when you get older and you actually have kids and you're emotionally bonded to them and you got to pay the rent and you got to pay all the bills and then it's thrown on you.